Hello and welcome back to The Mario. There is some stuff for us to do. There are 2 levels. I assume this is the next one, correct? Yes. Okay, let us begin. Okay, what do we have here? A coin. What do we have here? The level. What interesting topics do I have for you today? Is this really gonna be my gimmick? I always say some fucking shit. No! Yoshi! Okay, perfect, great, fantastic. Oh, that could have been worse. Oh, they're targeting me, aren't they? I thought that was gonna be a power-up. I always have to hit them down from, like, you know, the down direction, in case they're, like, a vine or something, because you never know. Shit. Oh my god. Oh, I fucked it up. Okay, at least we got to the halfway point. Is anyone interested in a fillet of fish? Oh, fuck. Stop baiting me with coins! I see what we have to do here. Yoshi! Oh, God, he's gonna... Okay, well. Yoshi? Okay, you've calmed down. I have to... Shit. Shit. I was... Shit. Okay. I don't know what's better, to lose Yoshi or to... Yeah, I don't know. I hate these fish so much. I thought to myself, wow, what an interesting level. I really like how the level began. With a little, like, geyser pushing me up. I sure do wonder what the gimmick of this level will be. Surely it's not gonna be a giant fillet of fish. Okay, so how do we do this? I was so ready to jump off them. Fuck! Every time I make the same mistake. For those unaware what the mistake is, come with me. You shall be mighty useful on the advent. Oh wait, I went through the halfway flag. Okay, it's still here. So the issue is, oh, I should have taken the thing. Okay, here's the issue. Wait, can I have both? Yeah, I can. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'll have to ferry both of them through the level. Shit. No. Okay. Go up. Oh, I'm gonna... Yoshi! Fuck. But how am I gonna get down there now? Oh, no. I know how. Watch this. We hit R. We select the fucking... There we go. Perfect. Also, I was thinking about this shit. Yeah, it is kind of funny how in some episodes, I seem to have no issues. In other episodes, chaos unfolds. Chaos? Maybe we're gonna see an emerald. I'm sorry. I would be such a bad shit. Oh! Okay, no, I'm not. Even my stupidity has its limits, and it's not gonna be rescuing him from that. Shit. Aw, for fuck's sake. Bet you did. Yeah, just another coin. Fuck. Can I get another Yoshi, please? No, not even a Yoshi. Well, we can't make that, normally. So we're just gonna have to go... Oh, no. Okay, I have an idea. Let's do the level again. And this time, I'm not going for any of the shinies except for the, stealth ones. Actually, I'm gonna... Here's the issue. I have no power-ups. So... Shit, I may want to go for the... No! No! Okay. Well... Huh? Fuck, every single time! We're not getting the third one. Okay, next time, I'm not even getting... I don't know why I'm assuming I'm gonna die. But, that's why. Okay, next time I'm not even getting that shiny. I'm just straight ahead, full steam ahead, I don't care. There's been some stuff that I was pondering. Okay, there was like this one guy who was like, and honestly, it's kind of a really stupid argument, in my humble opinion. Which was specifically that, shit, Yoshi! Oh, finally! Like, basically, the idea is that, sequels in games aren't, well, originally I thought about this because I heard this from, like, YouTube people, where, like, you know, sequels aren't good ideas for your videos because it implies that, oh, finally. That, like, it basically makes people, like, not want to join at, like, episode 25, because they feel like they're missing the context from the last 24 episodes. And I absolutely agree. However, I also don't give a shit. In terms of, like, the videos. Obviously, they're Let's Plays, that's how they work. But another thing that I heard was, specifically, like, in regards to games, which was, nobody wants to play a narrative sequel to, you know, like, if there's a game called, like, I mentioned this before, like Final Fantasy X, then people are gonna prefer Final Fantasy XII over Final Fantasy X-2. However, I thought of an interesting counterpoint. Halo 3. Now, for those who haven't played a Halo game ever, let me be the first to tell you, the Halo games have a connected lore. And because of that, the Halo, like, if you play Halo 1, then 2, then 3, you're gonna see the story progress. I've only ever played Halo 3 and a tiny amount of Halo 1. And basically, it's this whole idea that, like, oh, you can't have, like... Basically, it's the same argument where, like, if you have... Shit. If you have, like, for instance, if the last game in the series, like, let's say Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, if it builds off of Kingdom Hearts 2, less people are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts 3. That's sort of the logic of the people saying this. The problem is, Kingdom Hearts 3 still sold like 7 and something million units, which I know in the context of maybe like Mario Kart 8. Shit, fuck you, doing that. Doesn't sound particularly shiny, but it's still a fucking load of games, you know? 7 million? That's more than fucking... That's more than... that's more than a lot of series have seen. And, like, you know, the issue here is... It clearly shows that, shit! It clearly shows that this idea is wrong and stupid. So why do people believe it? Well, I know why, because they're wrong. But there's more than just them being wrong. It's because it is sort of... It's one of those things which feels spiritually true. If that makes sense, you know? When somebody says, like... Oh yeah, people aren't gonna wanna, you know, it's something which sounds kind of true, even if it's kind of not. And, yeah, like, sorry, but people really just get whatever thing's new. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Final Fantasy has sold still, like, relatively well. And they're like, it's like one of the best-selling Final Fantasy games was 7. Of course, they're not narrative sequels, but you know, still, it's no. Fuck it, I hate these controls so much, but I'll get through it with the fucking mini mushroom. I am determined now. If you're wondering why this video is 5 hours long, you've discovered it. Anyways, yeah. There's that problem, and then there's the problem of what I would like to call, you know, well, that's not very artsy of you, is it? But by which I mean, I feel like you're sort of missing the point if your big argument for why, you know, if you're gonna say, oh yeah, you shouldn't do a narrative sequel because it has less mass appeal. Buddy, you know what has mass appeal? The Marvels. I don't want my favorite video game series to turn into the Marvels. I feel like this is an issue which some YouTubers do, which is they try to turn into marketing experts where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna defend this dog shit decision for something I like. You know, like, okay, like, the game hasn't even, to paint a picture, right? The game hasn't come out yet. However, some of the news have, implied the game has some things about it that are rather questionable. Shit. I should have waited. I got further this time, though. Like, the game has some questionable aspects, and then you get to see the guy be like, oh, well, in order to ensure this game reaches a wider audience, they had to make some concessions. But you're not a marketing expert. You're a YouTuber. Or sometimes not even that, you're a random guy in fucking Twitter or Reddit or whatever the fuck. Kick. And the issue is, like, you can make that argument. You're probably not even wrong. In a literal sense, they probably did do that. But who cares? If the result is a worse game for those who actually play the games, for those who have, you know, for the fans of the games, who gives a shit if it has wider appeal? It's like, oh yeah, you know the series of, you know Xenoblade? Well, we've turned it into a 3D platformer with collectathon elements in order to appeal to the people who don't like Xenoblade. Why don't you appeal to the people who already fucking like it? Especially when you literally already have, like, you know, an audience who... Oh, I could have just done that, huh? Especially when you already have, like, a proven audience of people who like the things that you've made. Well, I need this. Fuck. No. No, I will not. Fuck. Okay. And that's sort of the issue, in my humble opinion. Like, please stop pretending that you're, like, Mr. Marketing Expert. Just say, like, because, I mean, the thing is, right, you can say, like, this decision was probably made for, like, you know, mass appeal reasons, but you don't have to go in and have that be the end. You can disagree with the opinion, which you should. It's, it really is a thing of, like, do you view games as art, or do you view them as, product? Because if you view the games as art, you're probably gonna not be a fan of, you know, the mass market stuff. But if the only thing you care for are the sale numbers, then you probably will. And here's the funny thing. I'm not exactly, like, the most sales-heavy person, right? But one thing which I have again and again and again argued for is sustainable development, which, for those who don't know what that means, it basically means, ensuring that you don't enter, like, the AAA skyrocketing budget's death spiral, right? Because in my humble opinion, games should be made in a way that the studios making them can sustain themselves at the levels where they're making them. Studios shouldn't feel pressured to continuously make the largest, biggest version of their games. And if it doesn't do well, then the whole studio fucking tanks, you know? I personally, in my personal opinion, I maybe would like to claim that this is an idea which fucking sucks ass. You know? And, that's the thing, if I may say, you know? Like, so when I'm looking at something, I sometimes make claims which may sound in the direction of marketing, but I look at it from a more, like, directorial position, if that makes sense. Like, because it's sort of the issue where games are art, but they are also products, sadly. That's how it works. So when you're making a game, you have to both consider how the game will sell and, what, you know, creative ideas you can have in the game. And because game design is complicated, those two things are obviously often related. Like, there's a reason that, Xenosaga sold, and there's a reason that, like, Shit. I was gonna say Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, but I think that kind of sold relatively well. But regardless, you get what I mean. There's a reason why some games sell, and other games don't. And truthfully, the reason is... Shit. That some games... Oh, whatever. Like, the reason is, as you can probably tell, Shit. Some games are just, like... First of all, some games are cheaper to make than others. And, other games are more expensive to make and blah, blah, blah. But the issue is... Sometimes I feel like developers have a good idea and they don't do enough with it, you know? Missed potential, put an image of Sonic 06 on the screen. But, yeah, the issue I find with the whole missed potential stuff is that a lot of people forget games cost money to make. People will imagine their idealized version of a game they already like. Like, you know, oh, what if instead of Sonic 06 it was my imagined version of Sonic 06 when nothing went wrong during development? What if Sonic Extreme was developed, but Yuji Naka was uncharacteristically not a massive hater of the US Sonic team? You know? Let's just change, like, characters, and let's change their motivations in order to make our unrealistic scenario come to life. You can do that. The issue is, you're not, like, you're writing fan fiction. And you're not even writing good fan fiction, you're writing something you would drunkenly stumble on Wattpad, and then you'd read it and think to yourself, wow, that's definitely someone's poorly, but that's definitely someone's poorly disguised fetish. But the issue I find, and this is the biggest one, is I feel like there are only two sides to the debate. It's only throw rocks at the people... Oh, shit. It's only, like, throw rocks at the people who are pretending, you know, to be marketing experts or whatever, or be the marketing expert. When really there's a secret third thing which you can be, and it's somebody who doesn't do marketing but just looks at some... Let me explain. One thing which I've always beat the drum of is asset reuse and engine reuse. The reason for this is because whenever we've seen developers do this, only good things came out of it. Mario Galaxy 2, that's an example. But generally, a big issue with a lot of developers these days is that they just really don't bother, like, reusing a lot of their assets. Like with Nintendo, you know? We had, like, instead of Twilight Princess 2, Miyamoto was like, hell nah, buddy. We're making Link's crossbow training. What a heap of shit that was. Am I right or am I right? But you have something like that. But then you have, like, Mario Galaxy 2, blah, blah. And, like, I would argue, where's Odyssey 2? Where's the glorified DLC level pack with enough content to be a second full game, so they just sold it as Odyssey 2? Where's that? Because in my humble opinion, I feel like that would be both a really fun game, because Odyssey was fucking great. Though, do I prefer the platforming in Galaxy to Odyssey? I think they're both completely distinct styles of their own benefits and drawbacks, and I think it's kind of unfair to compare the two of them. Shit. Okay, now. But look, even so, even if I'm gonna be like a fucking dweeb nerd about it, I just don't... I don't know, man. Look, I'm a video game fan. Oh, fuck. Clearly. I play video games because I like them. Hell, I love them. I'm just itching to play them again. The point is that I'm trying to make, but I'm sort of failing at, is, I'm also a programmer. I also have dabbled in some parts of game development on a very indie scale. Like, so indie is just testing some stuff out, testing out how you would make a 3D model, how you would make, you know, basic stuff, just to sort of play around to get a feel for it, and, it's why I respect even developers of bad games. And, yeah. And as somebody like that, I have, like, this level of respect for developers you may otherwise not really see most normal people respect. Like, I respect a good asset reuse. I watch some of the, like, developer conferences where they're like, oh, hey guys, here's how we managed to, keep on this before AI, like, you know, here are some of the weirdo things we've done in order to ensure our game is just that little bit better. And, I'm at the point where, you know, thanks to my knowledge, I understand most of it. One time, last week, I couldn't sleep. Oh, fuck. I bet you the third, I almost said Crystal Star. No, that's from... I bet you the third star coin is here. No, it's not. Anyways, yeah, as I was gonna say, like, I basically rebuilt the Half-Life nav mesh idea from first principles in my head, because I was thinking, if I was gonna make a game, how would I ensure Ooh, okay, that was kind of tight. How would I ensure that I could actually pathfind? Uh-oh. Shit. Wait, was there a halfway point? I do not remember. We'll see. Yep. Ah, we have a halfway point. We can go in naked. It's fine. And that's sort of the... So what I was thinking about was, I can tell you, it's not a particularly complicated system. So, basically, you will fill up the environment with quads, right? And, we have, each quad has 4 sides, hence quad, and more importantly, 4 points. And so each quad knows where it is, because it has a specific ID, and each quad knows which quads are connected to it. So you can just use that system to try to figure out where somebody else is by, you know, doing that. But basically the idea would be you would just pathfind roughly towards an enemy, because every quad also stores its, like, center position. So you would just be able to, like, sort of path your way towards the target, and once you do that, you could just follow the... I fucked up. You would be able to, like, path your way towards there. Shit. And that was the idea, but then I was thinking about some other stuff, and I realized that it'd be really good, because every quad has 4 points, that every point also knows what, like, a quad it's connected to. So what I mean is, like, so the way it would work is you would have, like, sorry, each quad point, like, well, you can just call them a vertex, right? So each vertex would then have, like, a list of vertices that are connected to it. So you would have, like, you know, vertex 1, and then it would say, from quad number 5, vertex number 2 is connected, and then there would be a value between 0 and 1, signifying between 0 and 100% of the way down the track. So, like, if the quad, like, you can imagine we're right now at 0.5 vertically of this, like, thing we were on, right? So, like, it'd from 0 to 1 to be 0% to 100%. That's the idea. It's not a perfect idea, and while thinking about it, I thought of several problems that I then tried to solve all in my head. Like, you would have to do some stuff to optimize how many times it does the check. You would have to do, like, you would have to do checks to ensure that you can't, like, bullshit the AI. So, like, well, like, you know, because sometimes finding the fastest path wouldn't be the easiest. You don't want to trick the AI with a moat. Oh, you bastard. There's a lot of, shockingly, it's kind of complicated. There's a reason why sometimes even really good games can have kind of bad AI. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to scratch my nose and pause the game this time. And, shit! I should stand still more. Ah, we can go naked again, it's fine. That went pretty well, honestly, all things considered. But yeah, that's the idea. But basically, you can tell I function at a, level of, technical understanding that's above the average person. How far above the average person, I do not know, but, maybe a bit. And, the issue is, I feel, that, a lot of the technical stuff kind of gets brushed aside, because a lot of people don't know what they're talking about, and, so some of them choose not to, and some of them get a career out of drifting about how much they know, when in reality, to quote a famous game, they don't know jack. Oh, shit. Who am I talking about? Well, watch the recent Gamers Nexus videos and figure out. It's not Steve, don't worry. I don't have that. It's Steve is one of the good ones. But yeah. Oh yeah, shit, it's not gonna make sense. Watch the Gamers Nexus videos from the week before the Easter of 2026. Nearly said 2025, because I forgot. Time moves as it grinds us into dust. Okay, yeah, and that's sort of the thing, right? I don't know. Because the thing is, I am very clearly a video game fan. It's just sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get many of my points across, especially in my technical videos. Sometimes people ask me, "Oh, where did you get a lot of your understanding from?" Buddy, I just listen to people. I just read the developer interviews. I listen to other homebrew developers and what they have to say, and that's kind of it. I've done a bit of my own testing sometimes, but most of the time, it is genuinely just listening to people and wanting to understand because of like a genuine interest. Those two things, listening and wanting to know, will get you super far in life. Sadly, there's like some stuff that obviously it's gonna be harder for me to understand. Like, for as much as I know about some stuff, I've never, for instance, made an NES game. I should. I really should. Shit. It really isn't that difficult. Asterisk. You have to write an assembly, so it's not exactly easy. But, like, writing a basic platformer ain't that hard. Come on. Come on! No! I guess playing a platformer is harder. I mean, if the Action 52 guys could do it, what stops me? But yeah, like, I could make that, but I don't know, I've never have. Oh. So yeah, it's that sort of thing for me. But yeah, like, just knowing. You know, knowing is half the battle, arguably more than half. Yeah, and that's how you get filled with a bunch of fun facts. Like, do you know? So, the reason why you can't look back in Mario 1 is because the cartridge was only 40 kilobytes and had no extra RAM. The NES only has 2 kilobytes of system RAM, which means that, shockingly, you can't fit much in there. And, what this means for the uninitiated is that basically the game could only really fit as much of the level as you can really see. Well, actually a bit more, but it couldn't fit that much of the level on screen. Which means, by extension, you know, that, okay, that could have been bad. It basically means that that's why you can't look back. But then in the next game, Super Mario Bros. 2, the US one, not the Japanese one, it's kind of crazy how technologically that game really does feel like the real Mario 2. I mean, to the point where it basically kind of is. But yeah, like Mario 2 USA, as some call it, as the losers call it, its main sort of thing is that it sort of kept some of the original, let's call it level builder ideas. Basically, the mechanism by which the game builds levels is not too different from Mario 1, except obviously it's been redesigned to support more stuff, more functions, vertical levels, you know, that sort of stuff. The crazy thing is that because the cartridge has, like, a mapper chip, it has an extra 8 kilobytes of RAM, and the levels are then, like, loaded first into RAM, because all the levels are built from a special, let's call it compressed format, because if you actually tried to store the full levels... I mean, yeah, if you stored the full levels in, like, you could walk backwards in Mario 1 if you stored the full levels on the cartridge, but then you would be able to store, like, 3 levels. Meanwhile, like, the levels in Mario 1 are, like, hundreds of bytes each. Shit. And I mean, it is what it is. As a sort of fan of this, finally. And I did not learn my lesson, and I jumped into him off-screen. Yeah. Let's try to remember to save this time. Yeah. So... that's the gimmick. That's why you can walk backwards. And obviously, because it has a mapper chip, it has way more than 40 kilobytes of memory. I think it has like 120. I don't know. Yay! So I'll save the game, and I'll see you next time when we go to World 5. By the way, both World 3 and World 4 lead to a strange thing in the middle. Surely, this isn't a big boss arena. Surely. This isn't a big boss arena. Oh, I could only dread such a thing. See you next time when we don't go to a big boss arena. No, definitely not. Bye-bye.